Hello, my Twixters. I am Twix Latasha, and I want to wish you and everyone around you a happy New Year's. It's your moment to reset, restart, and be reborn. You start fly and stay fly, and anyone not feeling your fly can say bye. Okay? So that's how we feeling in 2021. Before I can move on though from that dark cloud that was over 2020, I just have some unanswered questions that I need answers to about the Real Housewives, one of my favorite reality shows that has a lot of controversy going on these days, and rightfully so. I mean, really, what was up with Andy? His lemonade had no sugar. How he was acting, it was just too crazy. From the fake Ray Dap, that was so clearly how he feels. I mean, it was really faker than them note cards he be having. We all know what his note cards say for real, for real. Come on now, the questions be too shady. I mean, he really couldn't even hide it. Literally, if you go back to the Ray Dap scene and watch it, he was elbowing Ray, and within a millisecond, he went back to his phone and the smile went away. It was so funny and so on point of how he was feeling that night. Don't get me wrong, I really love Andy, and I just think he has his favorites. On every franchise he has his favorites, and his favorites has his ear. But this specific season, Giselle had his ear a lot. I guess because the fight was so controversial, and I don't know how it was any different than Gorga from New Jersey. I don't know how it was any different, but this one I guess rubbed him the wrong way, and it rubbed Giselle. I know Giselle went the extra mile to tell him, we do not stand for this. I did not sign up for it. And I'm pretty sure she gathered the girls, the followers, her puppets with her, Candace, Robyn, of course, we already know Robyn, Candace, and Wendy, and all of them saying, Andy, this is just not what we signed up for. It's really wrong. We need an apology and blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, Andy has dealt with fights on other franchises, so he knows how to handle it and dime it down. And I think he was ready to hear Monique apologize right away. But even if she would have apologized, Candace was not trying to hear it because she didn't get any money out of it. And she's gonna drag this on forever. I'm really, really over it. But I just can tell that he just was not, feeling it. So she used I think Giselle used her pull to sway Andy, and it reeked. But baby, when that question was asked about everything, how everything has changed, since joining the Housewives financially, Monique stood up and she answered the question. She said, oh, that little check? And Andy said, okay, we need to take a break. And I bet you $1 million Giselle slipped this note card and that said, Monique just said, little check, keep calm, but check her, boo. Because how he started going off was I was even feeling super uncomfortable. I'm like, what's up with Andy? Andy never acts like this. Oh my God, I was just so surprised he was doing all that. So what I want to know, Andy, did you watch how you was acting, sir? Did you see the reunion? I want to know, I want somebody to interview him. If they go to watch What Happens Live, I want somebody to ask them, Andy, did you really see how you was acting, being super aggressive toward Monique? And very biased? I really want to know. And I also want to ask him, was it really necessary to have the Ninjago Night Warrior over there at the reunion? I mean, don't y'all have security already? Honestly, I would have rather had Rolando back. That's my boy. He was sitting over there in the kitchen eating him some chips, some chip and dip, a couple of little chicken wings. He was chilling over there. If anything popped off, he would have said, hey, chill out. I don't think Rolando would have got up. He would have just said, yo, chill out up and down. Okay? And went back to eating his links. That's who we should have had there. Not the Ninjago Night Warrior. Because you think he was going to tackle Chris Samuels? And she was cutting up like that? Sit him down. You really thought that man, Giselle, was going to walk over there and sit Chris Samuels down? only person we know that's brave enough to tackle Chris Samuels is Otis, okay? They need to, on Watch What Happens Live, you know how they be having the little people behind the bar? They need to have Rolando, and I don't even know if that's his name, but Rolando, he need to come back, and I guess invite the Ninjago Night Warrior. He can come back. But I really want them to answer, if Chris Samuels would have popped up and started walking over there, would they have walked over there and did him something or anything? Like, that would be really funny. Really good TV. So bring them on Watch What Happens Live, Andy. I really want to know. But like, for real, I would rather, maybe to shake things up a bit, have Bevy as a host over the Real Housewives of Potomac in Atlanta, because I just really think once Andy see how Bevy handles herself with some of the questions, maybe he would learn something. It will feel odd not having him doing the reunions, so I really want him to do the reunions, but I think he needs to learn and just shake it up a little bit and have Bevy do one or two, like, you know, maybe take this year off and let her do it, and look at her, how she handles it. And maybe, you know, he'll get a little more training on how to handle them, you know. I just think he's just caught up with, you know, he has a young child, a beautiful young child, trying to work everything, that his passion is slowly deteriorating. And that's just my opinion. I can see it on his face, you know, how his swag is on certain things. But if you think about, if Giselle didn't really have his ear and he was really biased this year, he would have asked the one burning question that everyone in the world wanted to know. I mean, in the hotel even. I bet the people behind the counters, the bellboy, the bellhop, whatever you want to see, even the cleaning lady. Everybody want to know, even the people on the set, you know, wanted to know what the Willy Wonka was going on with Robyn wig. I mean, why wasn't this question asked? That's how I know it was not, that Andy wasn't being biased. He didn't ask Robyn what the hell was going on her head. I mean, I really want to know, like, was this a failed embellished wig she was trying to do? Because I really thought, guys, let me tell you the God honest truth. I really thought my contacts was dirty, right? Because I sit like far away. I was in my room and I sit far away from the TV. So I thought my contacts was dirty. So I pressed pause and I wrote, you rub your eyes. I pressed pause and I went into the bathroom, took my contacts out, did a little swishy swish, cleaned it. I hit it up with some Renew, shout out to Renew. That sucker really cleans the dirt off the contacts. And I put them back in. I came back. I even moved to the edge of the bed so I can be a little closer. Hit unpause, and oh my God, I saw it even better. I am like, this was an embellished wig, and she was going to announce it like once Andy asked. I thought like this was something she was gonna do and was waiting for the moment of Andy to ask her, hey, what kind? Do you have an embellished wig? And she was like, yes, this was my new line. I'm coming out. But she never got that question. And I think Andy, he probably thought it was just another goofy Robyn mistake. So let's all pretend we don't see it. I mean, so, and then I said, okay, you know what? Maybe it's cheetah print, like the hat she had. So I took my phone out and I got up on the TV and I said, you know what? Let me snap it and see on a commercial and I could zoom in. And baby, when I tell you I finally saw it. And you know what? I made sure I cropped it out so you guys could see it. I'm about to pull it up so you can see what it says. And it said, I am so glad Robyn Dixon is not here right now. Just as awkward as that statement. That's what the wig said. And I would have said, I'm so happy Robyn Dixon wasn't there too, because he would have said, baby, don't embellish the hair. Not the hair too. Everything is being embellished. We don't want the hair to be embellished. And I know Juan was surprised that the bingo caps sold out. But like, to be real, like my aunties, they wear them to bingo all the time. So there is a market for the embellished caps. And shout out to the embellished couch because my aunties, they wear the bingo all the time. But I'm happy for her and I'm happy for her endeavors. I think she'll have more times with her embellished wig and a hat line. I wish her success for real, because I heard she was not asked back. And that's just allegedly just a rumor around. But the statement she put out kind of giving me that vibe that she's not coming back. And I really want her to know that this is a lesson that she should have stood up on her own more. When you become a Robyn to somebody Batman, don't expect how many other movies we've seen without Robyn? A bunch, okay? So I think they still should have her on as a friend of the show, but because she don't have nothing going on. And I think for Juan to say that he was at practice, really, Juan? A practice? Not a game. He said, oh, he's at practice. I was dying. Like, Juan was not about to come here and sit down up there, especially with Mike not being there. Mike probably called him up, hey, if you go there, I'm going to, say what I know or whatever. Don't go there. And Juan was like, okay, I'll say I have practice. And probably Robyn, he said, Robyn, yeah, I have practice. Okay. I wish my man would have said, I got practice and I'm about to go on this show that is a platform for me. And I'm the star of, and you going to practice? I will write you a sick note. Okay? Like, come on, man. Well, thank you so much for listening to me vent. This was my vent session. I do this from time to time. I have stuff I need to get off my chest. And if you have the answers to my questions, please leave them in the comments below. Make sure you like and subscribe. And also, just click that bell notification, because I swear, 2021, I have so much more to come. I usually put out my scene in Twitter, but I need to get it out. And I think everybody wants to hear more. So I've been getting requests saying, hey, put out a video. We want to hear what you have to say. So I have, plenty to say. So just stay tuned. There's a lot coming. And thank you so much for tuning in. Bye-bye.